Hi, this is Len from CoffeeRoastersClub.com. We're here today to demonstrate the use of our new coffee roaster called the Java Pro CRC Air. Air stands for the model name of our fluid bed coffee roaster system. This is the newest design that we have put together, and it represents quite a leap forward in our roasting technology use. The beans themselves are going to be roasted in a special designed coffee roaster chamber where the beans are going to be held in a fluid bed suspension. The heat from this, the heat produced is going to be coming from a propane source. You have a specialized propane burner on the very bottom of this chamber. This system is for indoor use. Please disregard any other equipment you see in the background of our workshop. We're just focusing on the roaster tonight. This system is designed again for indoor use. The exhaust from the coffee roasting is going to be pumped outdoors, right out this tube right here. This tube just goes right outdoors. The exhaust is going to be coming out of the end of this tube, which we're going to be connecting into the previous tube you just saw when we start roasting. Let me explain a little bit about fluid bed roasting versus conventional roasting. Conventional roasting is generally via coffee beans in a drum. The drum is inserted into a, shall we say, in our case, we make them for barbecue grills. And the temperature inside the barbecue grill, combined with the beans constantly being tumbled in the drum, provide the roasting process. There's a lot of advantages to using such a system. There are also some disadvantages. And with this Java Pro CRC Air, we hope to overcome all the disadvantages while keeping the advantages. Disadvantages in a barbecue drum are generally chaff removal. Chaff generally stays inside of the drum, and you would then, after the roasting, rid yourself of the chaff through a chaff removal system. Just another additional process you have to go through when you go do coffee roasting. Some people like drum roasting in that they say it provides a smoother result of the coffee after you get done brewing it. Some say that the smoothness is actually covering up roasting smoke that accumulates on the beans while it's going through the roasting process. We ourselves have no preference. I enjoy coffee roasting in drums and also coffee roasting in the newest equipment here. This new equipment, the Java Pro CRC Air, as I do some close-ups for you of all the mechanical things. The roasting smoke is immediately taken away from the beans and disposed of through just going outdoors. So the smoke only passes through the beans once. While in a barbecue grill or any other kind of a drum roaster, the smoke is generally much longer contact with the beans. Again, some people say that it stays with the beans. I myself have never really seen that to be the case. Maybe my coffee palate, tasting palate, isn't as well tuned as some others. At any rate, this is a 5-pound capacity roaster. The design is completely our own. It is much more compact than a general size 5-pound air type roaster due to the proprietary designs that we have incorporated into this. It's gone through some extensive testing. The tubing that you see is very high temperature tubing, very expensive in fact. The roasting chamber and the apparatus are 100% stainless steel, with the exception of some temperature gauges that we have. Back up a little bit and just say that whenever you're doing coffee roasting, whether it be indoors or outdoors, you should always observe the common sense safety precautions. Always have a fire extinguisher ready in case there are any issues. Maybe have some water ready if you want to douse a bean fire. You have some water ready too in the sink. Not that we're anticipating any issues. Also, again, I explained previously that this is a propane fired coffee roaster, and you'll see the propane tank here. This is a tank that after it's used to be brought again back outdoors. You never want to store a tank indoors. We're taking all the necessary safety precautions again. There are valves incorporated into the propane tank, and there's regulators involved. Let me go over and explain a little further about the coffee roasting system that we're using in the Java Pro CRC Air. You'll note that there are temperature gauges. I previously showed you the two manual gauges. This bottom gauge, here is the lower. It's in the lower heat chamber where air is mixed with the heat from the propane burner and is then brought through the bean mixture, which is contained in the upper level. This temperature gauge here indicates the temperature in the very upper level of the roasting chamber. In the main part of the roasting chamber, we have a thermocouple probe. Now this is attached to a temperature readout, and this temperature readout is going to provide us with the indication of where we are at a particular stage of the roast. We're going to be going for a full City Plus roast, and in accordance to a manual that we downloaded from the internet, as I read through the manual here, Full City Plus roast, we're going to be looking for a temperature of 454 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to try to achieve this in about 12 minutes. So I have a timer on me too. I'm going to bring this over to time. Excuse some of the camera angles here as I walk around our workshop and avoid all the obstacles in the way, like posts and stuff. So we're going to be looking for 454 degrees Fahrenheit as an indication as to when the roast is complete. At that point, we're going to be turning off the heat source, and we're going to be turning up the volume of air going through the roasting mixture to cool it down rapidly so that we can remove the beans. Now, we have 5 pounds of beans, which have been pre-measured. These are Dominican peaberry. And at this stage, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over and try to set this camera down on a spot where we can get a little bit of an angle shown of me working the roaster, etc. So I'm going to put it down on this little tripod. My wife generally helps me do this, but she is busy today making a homemade apple pie and other stuff. So, got kind of a setup here. Wish I could get a little bit better setup. Let me see if I can maybe get this a little bit farther away. A little bit farther away. Don't you just love home movies? Alright. maybe put this directly on the floor. Okay, that's about as good as it's going to get for a second until I get the other stuff going on. Alright, right now I'm going to be pouring the beans into the roasting chamber. So I just pop up this lid, pour 5 pounds of beans. Smooth them out a little in there. And I'll pop the lid back on. Okay, at this point we're going to go over. I'm going to put that exhaust tube that you saw previously. The exhaust comes out of the roaster. I'm going to insert it into the port where it'll go outside. Now I'm going to turn on the air cooling system that we use as part of the integral part of the whole Java Pro CRC Air. So you're going to hear it kick on. Now I'm going to be talking a little louder. I'm going to turn on the thermocouple temperature sensor. It says it's 66 degrees inside the bean mix. Now I'm going to turn on the air fluid bed suspension system. That's on. Now I'm going to light the burner. I don't know if you can see all this. There, the burner's on. And I'm going to put it up real high at first. Now I can grab the camera again. Alright. Now you can see the temperature level inside the bean mix is now rising. I'm going to start the timer right now too. I can just get a nice set this here and fiddle with it a little bit. There's good little kind of pointed at that temperature gauge for you. That's good. You know, mosey around here. Everything seems to be going very well. I'm trying to coordinate the temperature. I'm going to try to coordinate the temperature in the burner area to the time right here. Because again, I want to try to get it at a certain temperature. In 12 minutes, I want to try to get it at 454, and it's easily done. Turned up the temperature just a bit in the burner. We were able to do almost a French roast in about 5 minutes. I had the burner up way too high once. So just to say that this thing is very efficient. Suffice to say, this roaster is designed to operate on a non-flammable surface. We're operating this on a concrete floor. If you're to operate it, you should never use it on anything but a non-flammable surface. We're dealing with open flames. And again, an organic material which can readily start on fire, the organic material being beans. Alright, the temperature now is 156 degrees in the fluid bed. We're 3 minutes into the roast. The upper chamber. Upper chamber is reading 130 degrees Fahrenheit. So when the fluid bed is hotter, the upper chamber is the very upper portion of the roasting chamber after the the heat and everything goes through the beans. Up to 177 degrees now. 3 minutes and 46 seconds. The exit tube, where the exhaust goes out, is at 100 degrees Fahrenheit right now. Again, we are roasting 5 pounds of unroasted raw green coffee beans. These are Dominican pea berries, and we're trying to achieve a full city plus roast in about 12 minutes. Now, like I said, I can easily achieve that. I usually do it in a much shorter period of time, but I don't want to do it so fast. I want to do it in accordance to what the recommended roasting times and temperatures are. At about 4 minutes and a half into the roast, we're at 205 degrees Fahrenheit in the bean mix. Also note that we have a carbon monoxide detector that is located in this area. This unit does not release any carbon monoxide in the roasting area. Any kind of carbon monoxide goes out with the roasting smoke pumped outdoors, of course. into the roast. I'm going to turn the temperature up a tiny bit. We're at 235 degrees Fahrenheit in the bean mix. That's a thermocouple temperature. Upper level in the roasting chamber is almost 200 degrees Fahrenheit now. We are now 7 minutes into the roast. Another slight temperature change, increase the temperature just a bit. Eight minutes into the roast at 266 degrees Fahrenheit. Exhaust temperature is reaching 130 degrees Fahrenheit. I think we're going to turn up the heat just a little more. You have to make minute adjustments here and there. That's typical. 284 degrees Fahrenheit. 9 minutes into the roast. We might be overshooting our time a little bit here. That doesn't really concern me too much. 5 pounds roasting at 12 minutes. I mean, I can easily do it if I don't want to burn the heck out of the beans. I'd rather have a little bit longer of a roast than too quick of a roast. Fahrenheit. We'll turn up the heat just a little bit. Into the roast, 324 degrees Fahrenheit at the bean mix, in the fluid bed. Upper level roasting temperature is now 250 degrees. We're about 350 degrees in a lower air mixing chamber. That's the very bottom chamber where the heat from the propane burner mixes with the incoming air, stabilizes at a specific temperature after being thoroughly mixed, and checks on through the fluid bed. I the coffee. 348 degrees Fahrenheit in the bean mix. We're 11 minutes into the roast. We have to go 100 degrees more. Less than 100 degrees more. We are at 11 minutes and 30 seconds into the roast. I think we're at a good stabilized area now where I don't have to adjust the roast temperature from the propane tank any longer. I'm just going to let it go right up to the roasting temp. We're at 12 minutes into the roast. We are looking for 454 degrees Fahrenheit. Maybe a tiny bit increase. Slight temperature increase done. We are at 393 degrees Fahrenheit. 12 and a half minutes into the roast with 5 pounds coffee beans. Upper level temperature is at 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Lower chamber temperature is at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Exit temperature of exhaust is at 190 degrees Fahrenheit. We're at 13 minutes into the roast. At 413 degrees Fahrenheit, 14. Tiny bit increase. We ran out of gas. We ran out of propane. Oh my God. Wow. We're going to be cooling off the roast now. That was unexpected. Let's see what kind of a, okay, it got up to a 400, ran out of propane, 414 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's see what kind of a roast we're going to get. Okay, we should have achieved first crack. We'll see what it looks like when we're done. It's a little bit embarrassing. We're letting it cool off now, as you can see. Temperature is going down now. There's no heat, of course, being applied now. Bean mix interior temperature now is, at its low bed, is 350 degrees Fahrenheit and dropping. 76 degrees inside the fluid bed. Let's see if we can get it down below 100. Then I'll pop open the top and show you the beans. At this point right now they're at 130 and it probably could just handle them now, believe it or not, without burning yourself. We're going to let it go down further. We're 17 minutes into the whole process, so at 13 minutes, or no actually, what was it, 14 or 15 minutes? At 15 minutes, or 14 we'll say, that's when I noticed that the propane went right out. And at that point, we were up at about 415 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit in the bean mix. And I've kept the timer going. We're at 18 minutes now. So we're talking 5 beans at over 400 and some odd degrees Fahrenheit, all the way down to now 110. And just a tiny bit over 4 minutes. For cool down process. I'm going to turn it off when it's at 100 degrees. Ah, the heck with it. I'm going to turn it off when it's at, let's try for 90. So we're 18 and a half minutes into the whole process now. That's roasting up to a city roast and all the way down to cooling temp. Alright, we're at 100 degrees now. We're not even at 19 minutes into the process. Degrees in the bean mix, and we're not even 20 minutes into the whole process yet. Right now it's cooler than a Texas day in summer inside that bean mixture. 92 degrees Fahrenheit. 91. 90. Good enough. 20 minutes, 13 seconds. Okay, now I'm going to pick up the camera just to show you. I don't know if you can see the timer. It's a little dark right where the timer is. I'll get over here. Now you can see it better. Come on. Can't see it too well because it's out. LCD. Doesn't want to focus on it. Maybe now it will. There we go. 20 minutes, 13 seconds. That was 5 pounds of raw Dominican peaberry, all the way up to 415 degrees Fahrenheit. and all the way back down to 90, actually 89 in 20 minutes. We brought it up to full city. It brought it up to what would be considered a city roast, I guess. And now I'm going to open this up. I'm going to put a pair of mitts on. Car, can you give me a pair of mitts? My left hand. You want to hold the camera now? Yeah. Give me the yellow one, please. Okay. Want to hold the camera? Don't turn it off, please. Got it? Now, here's what this looks like. Oh, look at that. That's not bad. Can you see it, folks? Can you see it good? I'm going to try to get out of the light there.
There we go.
Look at that, folks. That is a city roast. 5 pounds of beans. Put that cover roll back on. I'm going to put my hand in it just to show you that it's not going to burn it off. Here's my hand. Here are the beans. Oh yeah, these are nice and cool. Look at that. Not too shabby. Again, there's 5 pounds of beans there. Okay. Sorry about the propane. You never know how much propane you have in these tanks, and you know we use the propane for our own grilling outside too, with our other coffee roasters. And I wanted to get a full City Plus roast, and we could have. And I could have got the full City Plus roast in 12 minutes if I wanted to, very easily. There was plenty of heat available for application into the process. But, as you saw in the video, our gas, we ran out of gas. So at about, if I can recall, 412 degrees Fahrenheit to 415, it's at that point that the gas let out. We were about 13 to 14 minutes into the process. I could have easily had it I could have had it at 10 if I wanted. I could have had it longer, of course, if I wanted. But I chose to try to stay within the guidelines of what was being presented to me in the manual that I got off the internet. We were trying to get a full City Plus roast, which would have been a internal temperature in the fluid bed of 454 degrees Fahrenheit at a little bit before 12 minutes. It was extended out just a tiny bit. I think we got it at 415. Again, 410, 415 at around 13 or so minutes. That's when the gas again let out. And then I turned on the full cooling process, and we brought that all the way down to a little bit below 90, about 89 degrees Fahrenheit in, I would say, about 6 minutes, and which is fantastic. And I could have, at 100 degrees, I could have taken the beans out, but I chose to put it down to 90. So everything worked great except for the fact we ran out of gas. This is the Java Pro CRC Air Fluid Bed Roaster, totally a proprietary design of CoffeeRoastersClub.com. We tried to use materials available in the United States. This is produced in the United States in Connecticut. We have been in business for going on 10 years now. We are one of the leading homemade in the United States coffee roaster manufacturers in the United States. My wife Car is doing the filming right now. She does a lot better job than I do. And this is now our newest product, and we are putting it out on the market for $4,995 plus shipping. And you're not going to find a better deal for a 5-pound fluid bed coffee roaster than what we have here, the Java Pro CRC Air. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed the show.